Now in 4 News Now at 6, an innocent man killed on his way to work in North Spokane. We explain what led up to the shooting.
Memorial Day weekend is here, and I'm tracking some showers and thunderstorms over the 3-day weekend. I'll help you plan around the wet weather hour by hour in your First Alert forecast.
You'll have fewer cherries and peaches to choose from this year at Green Bluff. We'll explain why, plus what the farming community is doing to help tonight at 6:30. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Don't want to see the justice system fail them, as they have major safety concerns for themselves as well as the community.
A family's plea for justice. They lost their father and husband to a senseless act of violence yesterday in North Spokane. He was simply heading to work, and police say he did nothing wrong. Now, Joshua Payne's family has to say goodbye. But first, they're demanding justice for the man accused of killing him. We want you to know there's video of this crime, and it might not be appropriate for everyone to see.
And that accused killer is Caleb Carter, who admitted at the scene that he shot Payne, and police say it's not the first time he's threatened violence. Bronte Saratsky is live at the Garland district where this all happened and was all captured on video. Bronte.
Well, it was at this street corner where Caleb Carter is accused of shooting and killing Josh Payne. If found guilty, Carter could face life in prison.
We just want this to be a safe community.
People living and working in the Garland district still shaken after a shooting left one man dead. New court documents reveal that Caleb Carter faces first-degree murder charges for allegedly killing Josh Payne Thursday morning, as Payne was just driving to work. Surveillance video shows Carter swerving his car around and then cutting off Payne near Garland and Wall. When they both got out of the car, police say Carter begins to shoot, firing 10 rounds. Payne runs off and tries to escape before collapsing on the sidewalk. Carter is seen walking to his car to grab a medical kit. Court documents show Carter watched Payne take his last breaths.
Back to the body and tried to do CPR. And stayed there trying to provide CPR until the police arrived, and he did not run.
Today, Carter made his first appearance in court.
We are entering a plea of not guilty at this time.
The affidavit revealing police believe this murder was premeditated. Payne's family and loved ones gathered in the courtroom as a victim witness advocate read a statement from his wife and family.
The victim was extremely loved, and therefore they would like a very high bond amount. They don't want to see the justice system fail them, as they have major safety concerns for themselves as well as the community.
A GoFundMe page set up by the family shows that Payne was more than just a victim. He was a loving husband, a father, a man that filled the people around him with fun, laughter, and generosity. Judge Biviano declined to lower Carter's bond. Right now, Payne's family is sorting out the details for laying him to rest. Carter's bond is set for $5 million, and no court date has been set. Reporting live in Spokane, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Bronte. We now know that heat tape ignited this fire at the U.S. Bank on the South Hill last month. That's according to the Spokane Fire Department. Heat tape is often used on gutters to prevent them from freezing in the cold. The fire burned for hours and nearly trapped firefighters inside. The building was a total loss. Well, a lot of people call this the unofficial start of summer.
Yeah, but we do have some rain on the way. Chris, are we going to need to cover those burger buns for our barbecues this weekend?
You know, depending on which day, tomorrow you may run into some problems, particularly if you are out at the campsite in the Northeast Mountains, perhaps on some of our beautiful lakes in North Idaho or the Northeast Mountains. We do have a chance of showers on Saturday, and I'm going to go over that in much greater detail later in the broadcast. Sunday, dry conditions, 64 degrees, sunny and 73 on Memorial Day. Perfect weather for those services. Here's a look at our radar right now, and we've been watching a few isolated thunderstorms in the central panhandle that have moved out. We also had some thunderstorm activity up along the Canadian border that is tapered off, and now now, the action is down just south of Orofino. We've had some rain around the Lewiston area, thunderstorms moving to the northeast toward the Orofino area, and we'll start to see some showers developing around Pullman, Moscow, up around Potlatch. Here is a view of the Lewiston Hill where we've had some wet weather, but you see there's no ponding on the roadways, so it hasn't been particularly heavy there. Further to the north, this is US 95 near Potlatch. It is gray and a few sprinkles, but again, no heavy precipitation, just a few passing showers. We're staying dry this evening in Spokane, but it is not especially warm. 63 degrees at 7 o'clock. We'll be in the 50s by 9 and 11 with winds generally less than 10 miles per hour. I'll be back in just a few minutes with your 7-day forecast. Kirsten?
Chris, today preschoolers from the Northeast Youth Center honored fallen veterans by placing flags and pennies on their graves at Fairmont Memorial Park. One of the organizers says it's a great opportunity for these young kids to learn all about our nation's history.
Our teachers are doing a very good job of reading the stones to the kids to tell them what rank the veteran was and how they got here and what war they were in.
This is the 6th year of this tradition with a helping hand from veteran Wes Anderson, who loves spending time and telling the stories to the kids.
Hey, Nico.
That's a great deal.
It really is, and it's just good to be outside and be in those areas that maybe you wouldn't normally take your kids to.
Yeah.
And yeah, read what's on those important gravestones. Well, Memorial Day is also the start of the 100 deadliest days on the road.
This is that time period when fatal crashes involving young drivers spike. While many would assume winter would be the most dangerous time because of the snow, the Idaho Transportation Department says that's not the case. ITD says during the summer, more people are out of school and out celebrating, leading to higher rates of risky behavior behind the wheel, like impaired driving, distracted driving, and speeding. But there are things you can do now to help lower your child's risk of getting into a crash, including telling them to put down their phones and keep their eyes on the road. Also, tell them to follow the speed limit and remind them to keep their distance from other cars so they have enough time to react in case of an emergency.
We are also about to enter dry season. Now is the perfect time to make sure you and your family are prepared for wildfire season, and that includes an emergency go bag. It should include a 3-day supply of non-perishable food and 3 gallons of water per person. Your evacuation bag should also have a first aid kit, a change of clothing, and closed-toed shoes. For more tips on what to put in your emergency bag, as well as how to create a wildfire action plan, head to KXLY.com/firewatch.
Well, this summer, many families in our area will gather around the campfire, but state officials say campfires are a major cause of wildfires. So here are some tips from the Department of Natural Resources to enjoy gathering around the campfire safely. First, check to make sure you're actually allowed to have a fire. To check, you can head to DNR's website where they have a list of burn bans and restrictions. You can also check ahead with the campground officials. If you can have a fire, make sure you keep it small and contained using a metal ring or a ring of rocks. Also, never leave the fire unattended, even if it's not smoldering, because a single ember can get carried away by the wind and start a wildfire. For more campfire safety tips, you can head to DNR's website.
It has been 2 years since 19 elementary school kids and 2 teachers were tragically shot and killed inside of a school in Uvalde, Texas.
Coming up, we'll explain why their families are now suing the owners of Instagram and the makers of one of the most successful video game franchises of all time. Plus, we'll explain which major road in North Spokane will be closed for a month, starting next week, tonight at 6:30.
And a critical need for volunteers who make sure people living in long-term care facilities get the quality care they need. The challenges these residents now face and how you can help make a difference, that's still ahead. All those stories and more will be coming up on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Diamonds and Dreams is proudly sponsored by Country Chevrolet in Colville.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's Husqvarna Superstore, is the #1 source for the best deals on professional-grade power equipment. Mowers and zero-turn mowers, all backed by factory-trained staff. Country Homes Power, the best choice for Husqvarna since 1947.
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive new Subaru models with 2.9% financing for 72 months at AutoNation Subaru.
Everyone's itching to win Northern Quest's Scratch and Win GMC Sierra giveaway. With $520,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs, it's only natural. But instead of a log, tree, or communal bush, all you need is your Canvas Rewards card. Play daily to earn scratch tickets good for reward play, bonus points, hotel stays, and maybe a brand new GMC Sierra pickup. That's an itch we'd all like to scratch.
Ruggability. We straight made that word up. How else to describe the otherwise indescribable rugged, capable, incredible versatility and affordability of a Honda SUV? Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com calls Honda the best value brand. EPA says Honda is the most fuel-efficient automaker in America. But we like ruggability, and you'll like the incredifantabulous deals, so see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Well, it can be a difficult decision to send your family member to a long-term care facility. The big question is, how do you know if they're getting the quality care they need?
That's why Washington State has the Long-Term Care Ombudsman Program. Ombuds are volunteers who protect and promote residents' rights. But here in Eastern Washington, that's not necessarily the case. Marissa Rio has the story.
SNAP's Eastern Washington Ombudsman Program currently serves 5 counties with around 400 facilities. I visited an assisted living facility here in Spokane where residents spoke very highly of their ombudsman. But there are only 21 volunteers in this region. Due to the lack of ombudsman volunteers, not every resident in Eastern Washington has easy access to this type of support.
We are desperate to get more people so that we can serve the people that we've been assigned to.
A cry for help to champion residents' rights in long-term care facilities. At Maplewood Gardens, an assisted living facility in Spokane, an ombudsman visits weekly.
Any complaints, she does those. If there's people that need residential counsel, she's here at the meetings with them.
An ombudsman is independent from the facility, so they can feel like a safe person to speak with, especially when it comes to issues like neglect or mismanagement of medication.
Because you know that she will take care of us and she will find out what we need. And sometimes it's just talking to us and she makes us feel happy.
Ombuds can help with almost any complaint a resident has when it comes to the type of care they're receiving.
And a big one is, say if you're an 85-year-old woman and you're with no family and you get a discharge notice that says you have to be out of there within 30 days and you have no place to go.
An ombudsman can help with that, and many say this type of work is rewarding.
And when I see a smile on their face or a twinkle in their eye, I feel like I've done my job.
SNAP is looking for more volunteers so every long-term care resident can easily access this same type of quality assistance. An official with SNAP says they are so low on volunteers, some families don't even know they are entitled to receive this type of free assistance. Volunteers are provided with training and put in about 4 to 5 hours a week. If you're interested in volunteering as an ombudsman or need help from an ombudsman, you can visit our website at kxly.com. In studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thanks so much. In my special report last month, I told you that cryptocurrency scams are on the rise and that several local people have lost their life savings in these scams. I spoke to one of those victims, an 84-year-old woman who wants to remain anonymous. She lost more than $300,000 in a cryptocurrency scam. The scammers badgered and threatened her over the phone until she transferred money to them through a Bitcoin ATM and made a wire transfer to buy gold coins to get them off her back. It left her with almost nothing.
Destitute, devastated. I've had to reverse my whole life. Everything that I knew is gone.
You can hear how it all happened and what Detective Tim Schwerin has to say about it Tuesday on 4 News Now at 6.
4 things to know about your weather. We have some showers on the way for Saturday, but dry Sunday and Monday. There is a warming trend in our forecast. We'll be into the 70s briefly next week. I'll tell you all about it after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by Grant County Tourism.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Hurry down to Walker's Furniture for big Memorial Day discounts, where all your favorite mattress brands are on sale. With even bigger savings on Beautyrest, Serta, and 40 more styles to choose from. Plus, take advantage of 5 years no-interest financing with no money down and no minimum purchase, so you can improve your sleep today and pay over time. Plus, get up to $300 of additional free furniture with select sets sold. This week at Walker's.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
Reach out to NeuroStim TMS today and rediscover the light and joy in your life.
The Sisters of Nicole Brown Simpson.
How do you live with 30 years of rage and heartbreak?
Their first TV interview in 30 years.
Our top story, the death of O.J. Simpson.
Did it change anything for you?
Tuesday morning on GMA.
She claims she once had a violent encounter with embattled music mogul Sean Puffy Combs. Next, Inside Edition. She ended up shot in the face.
What did you make of the apology video?
What she's saying about the shocking hotel video and his apology. Then the brave high school valedictorian.
I want to see if I can get through this.
His father just died.
I attended his funeral today.
Watch the next Inside Edition. Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
All right, welcome back. Got out and played some golf today.
You did. I saw that.
It was a little crisp this morning, but once the sun came out behind those clouds, it warmed up real nicely.
Well, you want to tell them how you were doing?
First 4 holes, only 2 over par. I'm not going to tell you about the last 14.
You know what? We only count the first 4 anyway.
I should have just walked off the course at that point.
Sure, 4 is your lucky number, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Well, we do have some showers on the way this weekend, but some careful planning, and they shouldn't impact you too much. Here's live conditions right now: 69 and mostly cloudy in Spokane. Someone's going camping there in Coeur d'Alene, where it's 64 and mostly cloudy. Now, if you have a camper, lucky duck, You have no problems. You just plan to maybe head inside for part of the day on Saturday. But if you're down in Spokane, we really only have a 20% chance of showers in the morning early between 6 and 7. Then we get a break between 8 and 9, 50 degrees by 9 o'clock. Chance of showers is back starting late morning. By 1 o'clock, we're getting close to 60 degrees. We're only going to top out at 61. 69 is our average high, and our chance of precipitation then tapers off as we get into the evening, is essentially 0 then the rest of the weekend in Spokane. The mountain areas, we have a better chance of rain. Our forecast radar starting off Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Seeing those mountain showers developing over the northeast mountains and extreme north Idaho, and then a few sprinkles working their way across the Columbia Basin. We'll see the potential for a hit or miss shower around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene in the late afternoon. Then we're dry across the region. Sunday morning, 8 a.m., we'll start to see a few more showers up along the Canadian border, and then drying out across the entire region for Monday. I want to take a closer look right in the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, starting off Saturday at 11 a.m., about the time we bring that chance of showers in. 3 o'clock. Very hit and miss. You may make it through the day without any precipitation, but don't be surprised if you do get showered on and may have an isolated thunderstorm or two over the higher terrain. Precipitation totals will be very light, hundredths of an inch in most locations. If at that, may just get a trace, a sprinkle or two. It is going to be cool, 61 for a high, 64 on Sunday. This white line is our average high. Then we're up into the 70s for a couple of days before we cool down a little bit heading into the middle of next week with our next chance of rain. Temperatures overnight will be in the 40s to right around 50 degrees. Highs tomorrow, cooler in North Idaho, where we have a better chance of rain. Will be in the 60s over much of the rest of the region. Staying in the 60s for Sunday. Beautiful Memorial Day for whatever you may have planned to observe that important day. Showers Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A high of 69 Friday. Looks like we are going to be warming up heading into next weekend. I'll take a look at that in the next half hour. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Still ahead, a children's hospital in Seattle is now being sued for negligence. What one family says doctors did that led to the death of their 16-year-old daughter.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's been 20 years since Toyota launched the world's first mass-produced hybrid vehicle, the Toyota Prius.
And today, Parker Toyota's inventory is filled with hybrids like the RAV4, Highlander, and Tundra. Plus, the all-new Grand Highlander and Tacoma.
Whether you're heading up the mountain or hauling kids around town, Parker Toyota's selection of hybrids are designed to move you quicker and travel further with fewer trips to the pump.
See our huge selection of hybrids built for the everyday driver at Parker Toyota in Coeur d'Alene, or visit parkertoyota.com.
I'm Mark Peterson. The governors of both Washington and Idaho have declared May Water Safety Awareness Month, and AAA has these important tips for you.
Did you know there are over 4,000 drownings each year in the United States? Keeping your family safe is critical in and around the water. Parents, when you're around the water, it's essential to watch your kids even when they have a life jacket on. Put the phone down and pay attention to your kids when they are in the water. Something can happen in an instant. Water Safety Awareness Month is brought to you by AAA.
Chill or grill on a new deck from Par this season. Get a free Makita Bluetooth radio or portable pellet grill with a qualifying Par deck package purchase of wood, TimberTech, or Trex. Visit par.com for details. Par, go where the builders go.
What are you gonna build? During the massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row, when we say the savings are massive, we mean massive. Shop today and take $100 off every $1,000 you spend, and watch the savings stack up. And with the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed, it's the perfect time to design a new living room, dining room, bedroom, or fall into a new mattress. Check out doorbusters while they last. And financing? We're talking 6 years, no interest. But don't wait. Savings this massive won't last.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Memorial Day is the unofficial start of summer. And at AutoNation Toyota, it's our official Memorial Day sale. Drive a new 2024 Toyota Camry SE for just $487 a month. Go to AutoNation Toyota today.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by Grant County Tourism.
That church bell in Uvalde, Texas, rang 21 times today to remember the victims of the deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary 2 years ago. A vigil and several events were planned throughout the day, including a blood drive to honor the victims. President Joe Biden wrote a letter to Uvalde residents, reading, "While there are no words that will ease the pain, I pray you will find comfort in reflecting on their memories." The families of the shooting victims reached a settlement with the city of Uvalde just days ahead of that anniversary.
19 families will split a $2 million settlement, and the victims' families are fighting for more. Today, they announced they are suing the makers of the gun used in the shooting, Meta, and the makers of the popular video game Call of Duty for what they claim was their role in promoting the gun in the shooting. Around the Northwest, a group of educators at a high school on the west side of Washington are being called heroes for saving the life of a teenage student who overdosed on campus.
KOMO's Ryan Sims has the story.
Highline educators describe an all-out team effort to save an overdosing teen here at the high school.
You train people, they don't do it every day. You know, you really have to count on people to know what they're doing.
And in this case, they did. Before rescuers even arrived here, the school's dean, then security workers, and then the nurse all worked together and gave that student Narcan.
That was the thing that got the student to revive.
While unusual for the Highline School District, KOMO News learned these types of cases in teenagers have absolutely surged, with the number of deaths amongst teenagers rising fivefold from pre-pandemic to now.
We know that this is a growing problem in King County and all over the country, and we just want to be prepared.
The result, school districts across King County now stocked with Narcan. KOMO News highlighted Bellevue's Narcan program last summer.
Elementary on up, we're going to have it available in our central offices as well for, any visitors, right, who might come, because like I said, you just never know.
In Highline's case, the student who OD'd is expected to make a full recovery.
And that was Ryan Sims reporting. A woman is suing Seattle Children's Hospital and several healthcare professionals for negligence. The suit is in connection to the death of a 16-year-old girl back in 2021. Sahana Ramesh died when she was sent home from the hospital after doctors said her condition could be managed at home. A few months before her death, Ramesh was taken to Seattle Children's after suffering from seizures. She was given a drug to control those seizures, but her family says she had a severe allergic reaction to it. The family says they tried to get more medical attention, but feel she was a victim of negligence and discrimination. A spokesperson for Seattle Children's says the hospital is not able to comment on the issue, but adds, "Our hearts go out to any family mourning the loss of a child." Well, the harvest on Green Bluff is coming up short.
How the farming community is coming together to support all farmers. Plus, we're tracking rain over the holiday weekend. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker will explain if there will be rain for Memorial Day plans next on 4 News Now at 6.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Let's get going.
Get 0 for 72 and $3,000 cash on an Escape or $3,000 on a Mustang Mach-E. Only at your local Ford dealer.
One of the best kept secrets in Spokane is the little granite and cabinet store that does most of the biggest remodels and new construction. Northwest Granite.
Northwest Granite is known for their incredible selection of unique granite, marble, and quartz countertop options that bring captivating, attractive looks to any room in your home.
From quality flooring to a variety of cabinets and exotic countertops, Northwest Granite is the one-stop shop that does it all.
My name is Stephen, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had a large tumor in my left lung in November of 2018. We went through in 2020 doing a lot of end-of-life planning. Summit was very aggressive in my treatment of diagnosis. Since then, with my recovery, we're doing a lot of life events. I love the people there. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center. My wife calls it a miracle.
Frizz, dryness, breakage. New Dove 10-in-1 Serum Hair Mask with Peptide Complex fortifies hair bonds at a molecular level, helps reverse 10 signs of damage in 1 minute. Keep living. We'll keep repairing.
What if you could go from this to this with just one step? Tresemme Silk Serum. Time for the ultimate humidity test. Weightlessly smooth hair. Your turn. New Tresemme Keratin Smooth Collection.
There's working you. And then there's Chill You. Chill You is more carefree and curious, more present, more relaxed, more fun. Chill You is the best you. There you are. Bring back your Chill You with an escape to Coeur d'Alene, the city by the lake. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Let's get going.
Get 0 for 72 and $3,000 cash on an Escape or $3,000 on a Mustang Mach-E. Only at your local Ford dealer.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Friday night, people are starting to make their plans for the 3-day weekend.
Right. Everybody has been looking at that forecast, paying extra special attention, I feel, all week long. And, Chris, it seems like things are getting better as the weekend progresses, right?
That is true, and haven't had a lot of change in this forecast since the beginning of the week. We do still have a chance of showers on Saturday, a high of 61 below average, but then partly sunny and 64 on Sunday. Memorial Day Monday, perfect conditions, 73 degrees, blue skies and sunshine. Not a bad Memorial Day weekend. We are starting things off with some isolated showers and thunderstorms. We've had some thunderstorm activity down around Orofino. In the central panhandle, that is moved out, and some showers up along the Canadian border. We do have the potential for more showers developing overnight as we get into Saturday early morning. Here's 2 a.m. Some hit or miss showers from Coeur d'Alene down through Lewiston, also up around Republic, Medellin Falls. 9 a.m. Saturday, Bonners Ferry, some showers there. More wet weather potentially moving through Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Something to keep in mind if you're on any of our area lakes. If you keep that 4 News Now First Alert weather app handy, you will not be surprised if one of these showers or even an isolated thunderstorm pops up. Saturday planner, a high of only 61. 69 is our average high. But as I mentioned, there is warmer, drier weather on the way. I'll be back with that in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, a section of Wellesley Avenue in North Spokane will be closed starting next Tuesday. This closure is happening between Market Street and Freya until June 28th. During this time, crews will be striping the road. And this also means the newer section of the freeway will be closed for restriping as well. Harvesters at Green Bluff are coming up with new solutions to ensure products for consumers this year. The weather impacted 2 popular crops in their fields this season.
Yeah, a deep freeze back in December put a seasonal pause on both cherry and peach trees. 2 delicious fruits harvesters recognize people come year after year to buy, but they'll still be able to thanks to some creativity and community. Our Hunter Bertram gives us a closer look at what it means to be a farmer and a part of that community.
Harvesters this summer are going to be rolling their wheelbarrows full of apples and strawberries, but this wheelbarrow won't be full of peaches or cherries.
As all of us that grow peaches and cherries up here realize, is the timing of the cold snap this year was just kind of brutal, and farming is that way.
A way of pivoting when things don't go quite right. A farmer's life.
We do as much as possible with the understanding that some years not every one of those crops is going to come through and do what we want it to do.
And this year, a cold snap hit Green Bluff before the cherry and peach trees were asleep.
This year they came really early, and the trees were not in their full dormancy yet. They were still in the stage of getting ready for winter, and it snapped in quick.
So quickly that the buds developing for the next season had yet to go into their winter-long sleep. After inspection of the trees this season, harvesters say those buds are nowhere to be found, meaning the fruits won't grow this season.
So we've developed these relationships with, again, smaller farms like ours all over the state of Washington that we can bring their product in and sell it, and it's the same quality product as what I would grow right here on my farm.
In this community, like many others, when a member is in need, their peers step in and help them out.
That optimism that hopefully there'll be a nice crop there next year. I'll miss walking through there in August and you know, getting a great big old juicy tree or peach right off the tree and having it run down my chin. But
Craig says it's life as a farmer, never knowing what's to come, but always knowing they have a community that backs each other when it's time to ask for help. In Green Bluff, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Pretty great that they have each other's backs, though. The Spokane Police Department is asking for help finding those responsible for vandalizing the Pride mural in downtown. Investigators believe there may be witnesses to the fire set in front of Riverfront Park. Anyone who was in the area and saw anything around the time of the fire on May 16th should contact Spokane Police.
Every day, billions of people around the world log onto their social media on their phones, computers, and other devices.
It connects us and keeps us up to date on the latest news and trends, but there is a dark side to social media. CNN's Lee Waldman explores some potentially dangerous trends and what parents can do to keep their children safe.
One of them held my hand. I already knew.
It's been over a year since Norma Nazario's 15-year-old son Zachary died while subway surfing, riding on top of a moving train. New York's Metro Transit Authority says between 2018 and 2023, at least 10 suspected subway surfers were killed.
He was like, oh, look, you know, I tried doing this. It's in TikTok challenge, one of the challenges. That's how it started.
Subway surfing isn't the only dangerous trend on social media. A Massachusetts teen died after participating in the One Chip Challenge in 2023. And in 2021, a 9-year-old girl from Milwaukee died after taking part in the Blackout Challenge. While not every trend is deadly, some, like drinking blackout rage gallons or Borgs, encourage risky behavior.
Because of social media and how fast this information can get around, it's just the younger people are so much more susceptible to it.
The American Psychological Association explains social media can be especially harmful to teens because, quote, adolescence is a period of heightened susceptibility to peer influence and impressionability. Following her son's death, Nazario filed a lawsuit against TikTok, its parent company ByteDance, Meta, and the MTA. She also started advocating for legal changes to social media regulations, so another child like her son won't lose their life to a dangerous trend.
That's what we're trying to do.
Reporting in New York, I'm Lee Waldman.
Well, week 1 of practice has come and gone for the Seattle Seahawks, and there's a lot to talk about, such as how Geno Smith is meshing with his new coaches.
Yeah, while there are a lot of veteran players like Geno returning, there's still so much work to do, and that starts with learning an entire new playbook. Coming up in sports, here what the coaches and players alike are hoping to get out of OTAs over the next couple of weeks.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by Lewis Clark Valley. 4 News Now and STCU are teaming up to highlight and congratulate high school and college graduates. Send us a photo of your senior, and 10 lucky students will be chosen to win a $50 gift card from STCU. Enter your senior photo today at KXLY.com.
A luxury Audi experience doesn't start when you're driving or even when you first get behind the wheel. It starts here at Audi Spokane, where we treat you like you're our only customer. And with so many Audi models to choose, you're sure to find yours. Like a new Audi Q5 Premium 40 for only $569 a month. Start your luxury journey now at Audi Spokane, an AutoNation company.
Everyone's itching to win Northern Quest's Scratch and Win GMC Sierra giveaway. With $520,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs, it's only natural. But instead of a log, tree, or communal bush, all you need is your Camus Rewards card. Play daily to earn scratch tickets good for reward play, bonus points, hotel stays, and maybe a brand new GMC Sierra pickup. That's an itch we'd all like to scratch.
No matter how he got here, how alone she feels, how they've struggled to support their best friend. What's important is this moment, when they reached out and said, I can't do this alone. And we said, that's okay, we'll figure it out together. If you or a loved one needs support, our trained counselors can help you too. 988, anywhere, anytime.
Country Homes Power is celebrating 75 years with amazing deals from the best manufacturers of top-quality hot tubs and swim spas with fantastic financing and factory incentives. It's time to save at Country Homes Power.
Next ET. Are you not entertained? Our exclusive night with Snoop Dogg plus our VIP invite to Patti LaBelle's 80th birthday bash.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
This is a case that has been confounding for decades.
A clown fires at point blank range.
Now tonight.
The last words I heard was, oh, how pretty, and bang.
2020 tonight on ABC.
Well, week 1 of practice is in the books for the Seattle Seahawks. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesota. Alex Crescenti is also here with us. And you know how on the first day of school when the teacher gives you the rundown of how the class is going to go? That's what it was like for the Seahawks this week.
Yeah, instead of a syllabus, the Seahawks are receiving a new playbook as Mike Macdonald's era is officially underway in Seattle. And there's a lot of work to be done. While a lot of teams have the advantage of the continuity between the players and the coaches, the Seahawks don't have that luxury this offseason. Instead, they're using these OTAs to install their new defense led by DC Aiden Durd. And for Macdonald, he's not really worried about the pace of play or the intensity during practice at this point. He just wants to make sure the defense is ready to go by training camp.
You're going to constantly evolve of where you're going to put guys and how you're going to interact and what groups you can put out there. And if you're not doing that, you get static and you kind of become, offense kind of get a beat for what you're doing. So you got to keep it moving.
I mean, a lot of this is pre-snap. Like pre-snap is give the quarterback the same look every single time. We don't want them to know that we're in cover 3, cover 1, cover 4, cover 2, whatever it may be. So I mean, like I say, you got to be just really poised in this defense.
Now, while the players are learning a new playbook, they do have the advantage of returning a lot of veteran guys, especially the man under center.
Yeah, that's quarterback Geno Smith. He's entering his 12th season, so he's no stranger to learning a new offense. And the Seahawks will have a new offense under new offensive coordinator Ryan Grubb. Grubb led the record-breaking offense for the Washington Huskies in each of the last 2 seasons. Now, Smith has spent just as much time reading the playbook as he has on the actual field. Now, it's still early, but Smith says the new offense caters to his skill set. Grubb was the mastermind behind UW's offense that led to a Heisman finalist nomination for quarterback Michael Penix Jr. And the Seahawks will be in pretty good shape if Grubb can do the same in Seattle.
Very impressed, man. Obviously, from the stuff that he's done in college, he has a great track record. And then just being a part of the system, being able to learn from him, the type of guy that he is, type of man that he is, type of coach that he is. I think there's going to be great things, coming for us.
And they need it. The Seahawks offense ranked 21st in the NFL last season, Alex.
And Washington State's men's basketball program continues to take shape. Today, the Cougars received a commitment from former Washington and Lamar guard Nate Calmise. As a freshman, he averaged more than 17 points a game at Lamar, but saw his role dramatically shrink after transferring to UW. Now, Washington State fans may know Calmise for a completely different reason other than his skills. He was seen scuffing up the court at Beasley Coliseum this past season in Pullman. That's after the game where the Huskies beat the Cougs in March. So now that kid, apparently that hated Wazoo, is going to be joining them. So Derek, as a Washington State alum, my question to you, after seeing this, prison or jail?
I think it's going to take a lot of healing, right? He's going to have to maybe make some kind of formal statement or something. I don't know. Like, it's pretty bizarre.
Yeah. All I know is the first question. We already know what it's going to be when we get to talk to him next season. That's for sure.
No doubt. All right, guys. Thank you.
Well, a new deal by the NCAA is going to allow student athletes to get paid directly by colleges.
Yeah, Julian was talking about this yesterday. ABC's Melissa Adon explains why this deal doesn't just impact current players.
The new move in college sports, allowing current and former student athletes to get directly paid to play, following a landmark agreement between the NCAA and its 5 largest athletic conferences, giving colleges the green light to pay their players as early as next year. The new deal includes nearly $2.8 billion in damages for athletes who played as far back as 2016 and allocates over $15 billion to players over the next 10 years.
It would be an amazing step towards ending the NCAA's exploitation of college athletes.
The settlement coming from an antitrust lawsuit where athletes sued the NCAA for $4.2 billion, claiming the organization broke federal law by prohibiting college athletes from profiting off their own name.
Many people speculated that this could have been the end of the NCAA bankrupting them if they had lost. So there was a lot of pressure on them to come to the table and have a settlement that was agreeable for both sides, to allow the NCAA to exist, but also for some back pay for the athletes who were suing them.
The deal allowing student athletes to earn money from their name, image, and likeness from the NCAA directly for the first time. It also calls for a new revenue sharing model, which will pay athletes a cut of the money their schools generate from revenue streams, including ticket sales and broadcast deals. The framework of the deal is still being worked out, including how much funds to distribute to schools, and the settlement could also face legal challenges as this awaits approval from a federal judge, which could take months. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Chance of showers tomorrow, late morning and early afternoon in Spokane. A high of only 61. That is below average, but there's warmer weather coming in the forecast. I'll tell you about it after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The new spring inventory is rolling in this week at Findlay Downtown Toyota. And that means it's a great time to spend your summer in a new Toyota. Whether you're pulling the boat with the new truck or taking a road trip in a cool 4Runner, Findlay has the perfect Toyota for you. It's simple. If you're looking for bigger savings, a better selection to choose from, and the best financing available now, you can find it all this week at Findlay.
I think I'm going to go with a 9-iron.
I'd suggest a 7.
No.
Oh. Did you know that if a bird picks up your ball, you got to follow it? Oh, there it is. I think it's to the right.
Nah.
Is this it?
Nope, not it.
More! Can I be frank? At STCU, we're always here to advise and consult, even if you want to go at it your own way.
Let's see what you've got, Frank. I think we should talk.
STCU Business. Partner up.
Hi, I'm Doug Trudeau with Trudeau's Marina. Summer's just around the corner. It's time to get out on the water. We have the most popular boats in the industry, premium crafted Sea Ray boats, family fun Bayliner boats, including the Element Series, VR Series, and DX Series boats. Heyday surf boats, great way to get on the water and go surfing. Crestliner fishing boats, and new this year, Princecraft pontoons. So if you're in the market for a boat, come in and see us at Trudeau's Marina in downtown Spokane.
Hi, this is Tony Javier with APH Buys Homes, and we buy houses for cash. We're the call to make to sell your house as is and for cash. We buy homes all over the area in any price range. Inherited houses, foreclosures, bad renter houses, vacant houses, even nicer houses you just can't keep up with. Don't make any repairs or even clean up. And best of all, no closing costs. We're helping people just like you sell their house as is, so call now for a free cash offer.
Just call 509-818-1800. That's 818-1800.
This is the greatest sleep innovation ever created. It's the patented Gel Flex Grid inside every Purple mattress. Only Purple passes the raw egg test because only Purple conforms to relieve pressure from hips and shoulders while supporting your spine. Memory foam doesn't come close. Sleep on a Purple and get your best sleep ever.
Save up to $800 on select mattress and adjustable base bundles. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect Purple.
Sign up for the 4 News Now Daily Local at KXLY.com.
All right, welcome back. We're having a very interesting conversation during the commercial break that we can't share with you.
It's a Friday, all I'm going to say. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker's here to help you plan out the rest of your weekend.
Yes, and we do have some showers to talk about and some warmer weather, but first a dip. Today we hit 70 degrees, actually a little above average, starting the day out at 47. That too is average. We can still get down to freezing this time of year. That is our record, but we are safe as kittens heading through the next week. 8:33 is our sunset time. The temperature trend over the next 7 days takes us up to a little bit above average. Monday, good timing for a 73-degree day. 76 on Tuesday, and then we cool back down into the 60s. I don't know about you, but I'm not in a hurry for hot weather heading into the fire season with such dry conditions. Yet, here is the temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for the 8 to 14-day outlook. That takes us through the first week of June, and it is calling for above average temperatures for that time period. We're in that second to orange color, so not a slam dunk, but still that is the trend. And we've been in this position before this spring, and it is unusual to find ourselves sandwiched between wetter than average conditions on the coast, drier than average conditions to our west. So we'll see how, or excuse me, to our east. So we'll see how that pans out. Right now we are sandwiched right in between there. Hopefully some of that green will work its way over the mountains. The precipitation that we're going to be getting tomorrow is going to be fairly insignificant, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your Memorial Day weekend plans, but in the hundredths of an inch. This is been updated since the 5 o'clock news, so very, very minor amounts. There could be a few isolated spots where you get a brief heavy downpour where you could get more, but for the most part, looking at anywhere between a trace and 0.06 of an inch right around the Spokane area. And the best chance for that will be overnight into early tomorrow morning, then a little bit of a break, and then we just have some very hit or miss showers possible through the afternoon before we dry out completely tomorrow evening. Winds will be picking up tomorrow, especially around those showers. You could get some gusty winds in the 25-mile-per-hour range. Just something to keep in mind if you have picnics or some sort of outdoor activity that would be impacted by the wind. Forecast radar, 2 a.m. shows some of that wet weather moving into Coeur d'Alene, the Palouse, the LC Valley. More showers up along the Canadian border Saturday morning. Few showers zipping through on Saturday afternoon, and then up along the Canadian border on Sunday. Warming up to 73 with sunshine on Monday, 76 on Tuesday. Then the chance of showers is back in our forecast, only a 20% chance, and we're back down in the 60s. No sign of frost. We'll be in the 40s and 50s for overnight lows.
All right, get ready to load up your bikes and head east because the Route of the Hiawatha is open for the season.
It's often called the crown jewel of rail-to-trail conversion and is one of the most popular biking trails in the inland Northwest. It's this week's Air 4 adventure. Let's take a ride on the Air 4 drone over the Route of the Hiawatha.
Welcome to the Hiawatha. The Hiawatha is America's most scenic rails-to-trails conversion. You've got condensed into a 15-mile, mostly downhill path. You've got 7 sky-high trestles, 10 tunnels, 9 of the tunnels which you ride through. And the first one, which you see here, is the Taft Tunnel. It's 1.661 miles long, and it is dark. Some of the tunnels are curved. Most of them are straight. Some of them are reinforced with cement, and others are just naturally left the way they were chipped out of the earth.
In St. Louis, we do a lot of bike riding on rails to trails, but let me just say, there's nothing like this there. It was terrific between the tunnels and the trestles. Wow. We rode this about 17 years ago, so not long after it opened. So we wanted to come back.
Well, I think some of the history is what I find really interesting, and the scenic beauty. So when you get up on top of Kelly Creek Trestle, which is the longest trestle, and it's also the highest at 230 feet up, you're able to look way up a valley and know that there was a mill at the far end. They built this railroad back in the day to harvest all the virgin timber that was here. This was known as the most beautiful section of railroad in the country when it was first established back in 1909.
Oh, it's just gorgeous.
And if you want a good story, ask Derek Dice about the first time you went on that. I love that story.
Make sure the shuttle is operating to drive you back up, because you don't want to go back up that trail if you don't have to. It's so awesome, though. I highly recommend doing it. All right, with the long weekend, you may be thinking about a family trip to the pool, but you want to make sure your family is careful around water.
It only takes seconds for a person to drown, but it is a preventable tragedy, and that's where the ABCs of water safety can help. This is good to remember. A is for adult supervision, designating a watcher when children are near water. B is for barriers, so look for those locked gates around pools to keep kids out when they're not being watched. And C is for classes or kids survival swim lessons. Dr. Don Plumley at Orlando Health says some kids need more attention than others.
Families need to realize who's the high-risk people that drown, and that's really the toddlers, that 1 to 4 age group that are just wandering around, they get away from you, there's a lot going on. The other group that we've seen a great increase in is special needs children.
Dr. Plumley says parents should also learn CPR, as that can make a big difference in an emergency before first responders arrive.
Well, the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival is coming to Spokane August 23rd through the 25th. One comedian who's part of the 3-day event is Spokane native Kelsey Cook. She sat down today with 4 News Now digital anchor Rob King to talk about her current tour, favorite spots around town, and the excitement of having a major comedy festival in her hometown.
I give it a hard time when I'm performing there, but I do truly think it's so great, and it makes me just thrilled to see huge comics like, you know, like you said, Kevin Hart, Tom Segura, Shane Gillis coming in for a festival like this.
And to watch the full interview and to get tickets, you can look for this story on KXLY.com.
And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 days to take $100 off every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings stack up. And check out doorbusters while they last. Plus, 6 years, no interest. But don't wait. The massive 4-day sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
Country Homes Power, Spokane's Husqvarna Superstore, is the #1 source for the best deals on professional-grade power equipment. Mowers and zero-turn mowers, all backed by factory-trained staff. Country Homes Power, the best choice for Husqvarna since 1947.
$20 you miss. Yeah? Boom! Show me the money. Here's your check. A check? You're never going to cash it. What are you doing? Depositing the check with P1FCU mobile banking. Bet you didn't think that one through, did you? Come on.
Get a free Ascend checking account with great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
Hi, I'm Catherine Forner, and we love our own backyard so much, we built all of this.
With hardwood decking and Basilite pavers.
And we just finished this deck for one of our best customers.
With TimberTech decking and Fortress railing.
And we get everything we need from Par. With Shauna's help.
Everything from design to delivery.
What would we do without you?
Par, your total home building source since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you gonna
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
It's a 4-day price crash. Today through Monday at both Cal locations in Airway Heights and Coeur d'Alene. As Cal loads up the lots full of hot buys and is offering up to 110% trade-in value for your old ride. Plus delaying all payments until August 1st so you can get a new upgraded vehicle and pay less with incredible financing. Get your new vehicle this week at Cal.
It's the massive 4-day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend.
Or check out the Summit for only $299.99, plus 6 years no interest and free shipping.
But hurry, the massive 4-day sale at Denver Mattress ends Monday.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by Lewis Clark Valley.
Okay, we are out of time.
I know. What a nice way to start a 3-day weekend. We hope you enjoy. Thanks for joining us.